she drove to her boyfriend's house, got out of her car, and then she was never seen again. What happened to Laurie Depies? Laurie Jean Depies was 20 years old and living in Wisconsin at the time of her disappearance. I couldn't find out who she was living with or if she just lived alone, but her parents were Mark and Mary, and then she also had a boyfriend who was also named Mark. She worked at the graffiti store in Fox River Mall in Grand Chute, and she loved working with people. Her family described her as carefree, someone that was lighthearted and never grumpy, and just someone that was fun to be around. On Wednesday, August 19th, 1992, Laurie worked in the afternoon, and at some point she goes to a store and buys her boyfriend Mark a ring. Mark will visit her at work, and she'll brag to him about a gift that she got him and how excited she is to give it to him. At 9:50 p.m., her and her coworker will start closing up, and they will walk to their cars. Now, Laurie's car had a problem with its muffler, so it was super loud. You could hear it coming from far away. So at 10:15 p.m., she pulls up, and her boyfriend, his sister, and his friend all hear her pull up. But she never came in. At around 10:18, 10:20 p.m., they look over the balcony to see what the heck she's doing, but they don't see her anywhere. So they go downstairs looking for her, and they find her car, and they find a styrofoam cup of pop on the hood of her car, but no Laurie. They look all over the building. They just keep walking around looking for her, and they can't find her. So eventually, at 11:45 p.m., they will end up calling the police and filing a missing persons report. The following day at 6 a.m., while Laurie's dad is getting ready to go fishing, he receives a call from Mark, who tells him what's going on and that they can't find Laurie anywhere. Police will search her car. They'll find out it's locked, but her overnight bag and purse are still in the car. And then they will find a fingerprint on the car of an unknown male. Now, Mark and his friends didn't hear a scream that night, and neither did anybody else in the apartment complex. And Mark and Laurie's friends will all take polygraph tests, and they'll pass. They really just had no leads or clues at this point. There wouldn't be many updates through the years. In 2007, law enforcement would come out and say that the day Laurie went missing, a guy that worked at the mall had asked her out, and she said no, obviously, because she had a boyfriend, and that he was pretty upset about it. And that night, he showed up late to a party and was just kind of acting weird. We don't know exactly what he did, but they said that he caused a bit of a scene. We don't know what this guy's name is, but they did say that he grew up in Illinois and had a juvenile criminal record there. But what was on this criminal record, we don't know. In November of 2010, a person of interest, Larry Dwayne Hall, would actually admit to kidnapping and killing Laurie. Now, Larry is a convicted killer, and the number of people he has killed is actually completely unknown. He has admitted to killing several people, and then he either recants it, or he tells them where the remains are and they're not there, or the details don't add up and they end up having to rule him out. It's a whole mess, and honestly, his whole story is for a different video. He says what happened is he saw Laurie at the mall, he followed her to the apartment complex, and then he kidnapped, assaulted, and killed her before throwing her in a wooded area. Now, police searched this wooded area multiple times, and they didn't find Laurie or really any evidence that she was there. However, they said that Larry knew a lot of information about the case that really only law enforcement or whoever did this to Laurie would know. Larry has never been charged with anything in regarding to Laurie's disappearance, and neither has anybody else for that matter. As of June 2026, Laurie Depies remains missing. If you or anybody you know has any information regarding her disappearance, you can contact the Menasha Police Department at 920-720-7109. Thank you for listening to Laurie's story. Be sure to follow for more true crime, and if you have any case recommendations, feel free to comment, directly message me, or fill out the suggest a case link in my bio.